Recording in progress.
Okay, I'm going to lead the flag salute.
I'll go this way. I can go this way.
Sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have the line of flag, right?
Can I have the printed land acknowledgement?
It should be over there. Trustee Hart, will you read the land acknowledgement, please?
The Pacifica School District acknowledges that we gather on the unceded ancestral homelands of the Ramaytush Ohlone people. As guests, we humbly extend our gratitude to the Ramaytush Ohlone elders and community. We recognize that we benefit from living and working on their traditional homeland, and we affirm their sovereign rights as First Peoples. As the original stewards of this land, the Ramaytush Ohlone understand the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of maintaining harmony with nature. Likewise, Pacifica School District commits to teaching our school community how to be responsible stewards of this land.
Thank you. Barbara, will you take the roll?
Yes.
Here?
Here.
Here.
The district records the audio portion of the meetings. All recordings are kept in the superintendent's office for 30 days and are available during that time period for inspection by members of the public on district equipment without charge. In-person speakers wishing to address the board on agenda or non-agenda items, please complete a request card with your name, address, and the item number and submit it to the board president or the superintendent. You will be called to address the board and may speak for up to 3 minutes. Virtual speakers wishing to address the board on agenda or non-agenda items, please submit your first and last name and the agenda item you wish to speak on in the Q&A area of the webinar. Please do not submit comments or questions in the Q&A area. You will be called to address the board. Your microphone will be unmuted and you may speak for up to 3 minutes. Please note the public is welcome to provide comment to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes unless extended or limited by vote of the board. A maximum of 20 minutes, unless extended by the board, is allocated for each subject discussed. The Brown Act open meeting regulations under which the board must operate do not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information that you may bring up that are not on the agenda. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following a comment. Okay. Approval of the agenda. I want to move that the agenda be approved with item 12A, the resolutions for appreciation for retiring staff, be moved to immediately following item 9. Do I have a second? Okay, Barbara, take a vote. Okay. Report out on closed session topics. The closed session, the board met in closed session to discuss the items, and the board took no reportable action on any of the closed session items. Okay, approval of the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda will be approved with one motion, which is not debatable, and which requires a unanimous vote for passage. If any member of the board, the superintendent, or the public so requests, any item shall be removed from this section and placed in the regular order of business following approval of the consent agenda. Are there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
All in favor, please raise your hand. Passes 4-0.
Okay. Item 9, superintendent and board special recognitions.
Right.
Turn your mic.
You do it from here. Okay, good evening, everyone. This is the special time, one of the special moments of our agenda. And this evening, we have the pleasure of recognizing 3 very, very important individuals within our community. And those are our student representatives. And so it is very important, and we value the voice of our students. The voices of our students and their advocacy is very important. It's critical in the decisions that we make. It is also critical in terms of considerations, and it's necessary when we are making decisions and we have differences. It is important that sometimes we recognize that students too have a position. They also have an investment in our community and also an investment in terms of what are the outcomes for students. And the important part as well is our three very special individuals, they are moving on. They're moving on from Pacifica, our K-8 district, and they're moving into high school. And so they're going to move into high school revitalized, also just informed about policy around the school districts and how they work. And also, they're going to really know what it means to advocate on this level alongside of champions for education. And so I am, and it is with my pleasure as your superintendent to recognize three individuals this evening. They've come to the board meetings. They've stayed long evenings. They've also met. They've come up with areas of foci in order just to continue to improve and to challenge us as a district. And I'm very grateful for their participation and very grateful for their voices in our community this year. And so without further ado, the first one, and I will tell you, we have Mateo Verlonic. And what I can tell you about Mateo is when he first interviewed for the position of student representative for the board, he was very enthusiastic and very knowledgeable, not only about the district, but also about what's going on nationally and locally around education and how that aligns to his views of what could happen and should happen within Pacifica School District. He was very outspoken, very respectful, but also very committed in terms of the things that he would like to impact and how he would like to make the district better for his peers and then also for his staff, his teachers as well. And so I am incredibly pleased and proud of Mateo. And so this evening, the certificate of appreciation, I, along with our board of education and our board president, award to you, Mateo. Thank you for your service to the district and the representation of your peers as a member of the Superintendent Student Advisory and as a student board representative for the 2024-2025 school year, awarded this 21st day of May 2025. Thank you so very much, and I look forward to all the excellence that your heart can hold. Thank you. Yes. Well, she might as well come. There you go. You want to say anything?
Thank you.
You can tell he has so much to say. Next up, we have another very important and special individual. And Chloe. Chloe has served with the same energy alongside of Mateo. And I remember your interview as well. And Chloe, you would think she's what we call that silent storm, right? She was very intuitive. They had a group interview for a portion of the application. And so she would respond to the questions, but you would wait and you would see her really thinking deeply before she would say something. And so when she spoke, you would say, oh, wow. Okay, that was profound. And not that we were surprised it was profound, but she was very deliberate in her communication and also in her advocacy. And she has proven to have that same intentional impact in terms of the work that she's done this year on the committee. And so I am so super proud of you. You're going to advance on, and hopefully you'll serve as a board representative at your high school district or your high school, the next school. So keep leadership at the forefront. It is super necessary for our students to continue to know their voice and also know that their voice is necessary. And so to you, I thank you so much for your time. I thank both your parents for allowing you to participate. And so it is my honor to present to you the Certificate of Appreciation awarded to Chloe Yorbert. Thank you for your service to the district and the representation of your peers as a member of the Superintendent's Advisory Committee and as a student board representative for the 2024-2025 school year, awarded this 21st day of May 2025. Thank you so much.
Thank you, the board. Thank you, Dr. Williams. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It was my honor to represent my peers and to be a part of the board and have a voice. Thank you.
Picture of the.
Yes. And then finally, we also had an alternate. They were also great. And so while Julia Whitehead is not here with us today, she was wonderful as well, very competitive, very instrumental in making recommendations and also keeping us abreast of what's going on from the students' perspective within our district. So we are also grateful for her contributions as well. She too deserves all the recognition as well, and we want the very best for her as she transitions from K-8 into high school. And so we, this evening, also award Julia Whitehead for her service in the district and her representation of her peers as a member of the Superintendent Student Advisory and as a student board representative alternate for the 2024-2025 school year. So yay to Julia Whitehead. And finally, just one last recommendation, and I would just like to recognize Jean. Jean was Bellinger was the coordinator and worked alongside of the students, worked with their speeches, their presentations. We didn't censor them. They were able to say what they wanted to say based on the data and their lived experiences. So I also thank you for your time, Jean, and supporting our student representatives. And that's it, and that's all. Let's take a picture. And thank you. Oh.
Okay, now we're going to go to item 12A. Resolutions of appreciation for retiring employees. Dr. Torres.
Good evening, Board President Vidal, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Dr. Williams. We would like to bring forth resolutions 2025-05-21A through 2025-05-21G to honor 7 employees that have retired this school year. Each of the retirees has provided Pacifica School District with many years of devoted service and played a significant role in educating our students. It is fitting on the occasion of their retirement that the district recognize each of them with a resolution of appreciation. An invitation to attend the board meeting was extended to each of the employees. The resolutions will be presented this evening, acknowledging and thanking our retiree recipients for their many years of dedication and commitment to the students and the community of the Pacifica School District. In addition, retirement certificates from the office Assembly Member Mark Berman will be distributed to each retiree in honor of each recipient's contributions to the Pacifica School District. There is also a celebratory cake following the approval of the retirement resolutions. Now I'd like to invite the principals and other coordinators to read the resolutions. Or should we do the approval first?
There's a.
Yeah, we're gonna do the resolutions first, or
The resolution. Read it first.
we'll do the resolutions first.
Okay, all right,
And then
so
the comments.
first we have Betsy Belkin. Martha will be reading.
Okay, I just want to say before I read this that, being new to the district and having someone like Betsy, there's some emotion coming. Having someone like Betsy, sort of with all of her institutional knowledge and experience in special ed, kind of bring me into the district and everything was a real privilege and an honor. And we got along really well. And so, I keep threatening to, keep her here, but she's going to go east. So there she goes. So anyway, Betsy Belkin, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District, County of San Mateo, California, that whereas Betsy Belkin has been a highly successful coordinator of special education resource program teacher, special day class teacher, and instructional aide in the Pacifica School District since October 9th, 2007. And whereas Betsy Belkin has enriched the lives of countless numbers of students and their families at the district office, Cabrillo School, and Ortega School. And whereas Betsy Belkin was a steadfast advocate for early childhood education and the Linda Mara Education Center, where she was the program coordinator and local education administrator for teachers and families, providing a caring environment for our youngest students' first school experience. And whereas Betsy Belkin managed and provided professional development for educational specialists and ensured our teachers had curriculum and resources that would meet the varied needs of our students and spark their interest in the world around them. Whereas Betsy Belkin utilized her experience generously in mentoring new teachers and staff, providing side-by-side support in meetings, lesson planning, and seeking out meaningful opportunities for continued professional learning for our teachers. Whereas Betsy Belkin's understanding of the complexities of the special education process and the development of individualized education plans was integral to her ability to communicate and co-advocate with families for the benefit of the children we serve. Whereas Betsy Belkin has provided excellent support to her administrator, teachers, staff, and students, demonstrating incredible patience, caring, and pride in her work and school. Betsy Belkin was truly loved and respected by all. And whereas Betsy Belkin has fulfilled all her duties and responsibilities as coordinator of special education, resource program teacher, special day class teacher, and instructional aide in a professional and highly exemplary manner, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District extends its best wishes to Betsy Belkin upon the occasion of her retirement, following 18 years of faithful and dedicated service to public education.
Maybe a couple of minutes.
Now I'm at the emotional. It has truly been a privilege to be a part of this district for so long and working with the teachers and students. It's been my true heart career. So thank you.
All right, we have Principal Romo.
I'm Principal of Ortega, and we have two retirees this evening. First, we have Gail Barrett. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District, County of San Mateo, State of California, that whereas Gail Barrett has been a highly successful special day class paraprofessional, paraprofessional, special ed health assistant, and instructional aide in the Pacifica School District since April 9th, 2008. And whereas Gail Barrett has enriched the lives of a countless number of students and their families at Ortega School. And whereas Gail Barrett has provided support to her administrator, teachers, staff, and students. And whereas Gail Barrett has fulfilled all of her duties and responsibilities as a special day class paraprofessional, a special ed health assistant, and instructional aide in a professional and highly exemplary manner. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District extends its best wishes to Gail Barrett upon the occasion of her retirement following 17 years of faithful and dedicated service to public education, and extends its sincere best wishes for a rewarding and fulfilling future. I don't think I read the regularly right. Gail's not here this evening, but Julia Hall, our librarian, is. So I would love for her to come up. Julia Hall, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District, County of San Mateo, State of California, that whereas Julia Hall has been a highly successful librarian, media technician, and Ortega Otter in the Pacifica School District since September 23rd, 2014. And whereas Julia Hall has enriched the lives of countless numbers of students and their families at the Ortega School by providing all students with a weekly engaging library session where students enjoyed a thematic read aloud and got a chance to check out books of their choice. And whereas Julia Hall has provided excellent support to her administrators, Mr. Lorenzen, Miss Skiles, Mr. Jackson, and Mrs. Romo, teachers, staff, and students, demonstrating incredible patience, caring, pride, and meticulous attention to detail in her work and school. Julia Hall is truly loved and respected by all. And whereas Julia Hall has fulfilled all of her duties and responsibilities as the Ortega Library media technician in a professional and highly exemplary manner. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District extends its best wishes to Julia Hall upon the occasion of her retirement following 11 years of faithful and dedicated service to public education, and extends its sincere best wishes for a rewarding and fulfilling future. Picture.
Thank you.
And
Over again.
Yes.
Thank you
Congrats.
very much. Next, we have a certificate for Darren Chavarria. Dr. Cundiff is not here today, but we have Martha Ladd.
Okay. For Darren Chavarria, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District, County of San Mateo, State of California, that whereas Darren Chavarria has been a highly successful special education health assistant and paraprofessional in the Pacifica School District since October 4th, 2010, and whereas Darren Chavarria has enriched the lives of countless number of students and their families at Cabrillo School, Ocean Shore School, Ortega and Sunset School, Sunset Ridge School, and whereas Darren Chavarria has provided excellent support to her administrator, teachers, staff, and students, demonstrating incredible patience, caring, and pride in her work and school, Darren Chavarria was truly loved and respected by all, and whereas Darren Chavarria has fulfilled all her duties and responsibilities as a special ed health assistant and paraprofessional in a professional and highly exemplary manner, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees Trustees of the Pacifica School District extends its best wishes to Darren Chavarria upon the occasion of her retiring following 15 years of faithful and dedicated service to public education, and extends its sincerest best wishes for a rewarding and fulfilling future past this day, 21st of May, 2025. Thank you. Give it up. I'm so much. Take care. Hold it up. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have Principal Vuskovic for Rebecca Moore.
Hi, everybody. I'm the principal at Valleymar. I've been lucky enough to know Rebecca for almost 20 years. Our kids grew up together through school. Rebecca Moore, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District, County of San Mateo, State of California, that whereas Rebecca Moore has been a highly successful kindergarten teacher, kindergarten first grade combo teacher, second, third grade combo teacher, third grade teacher, and eighth grade teacher in the Pacifica School District since August 27th, 2007. Her career in education spans over 30 years from Fremont to Half Moon Bay, culminating in her impactful service in Pacifica. Whereas Rebecca Moore has enriched the lives of a countless number of students and their families at Valleymar School, she was also a dedicated parent at Valleymar and Ocean Shore School. Rebecca's involvement in 4-H, Girl Scouts, and the Mothers Club further contributed to the well-being and development of children in the community. Whereas Rebecca Moore has provided excellent support to her administrator, teachers, staff, and students, always demonstrating incredible patience, caring, and pride in her work and in Valleymar School. She has been a calm presence, always willing to help out, and has brought a wealth of knowledge and experience to every task asked of her. Rebecca is truly loved and respected by all, whether offering guidance, stepping in where needed, or joining in on a matching shirt-themed day with her cohort. She did it all with grace and humor. She will be deeply missed at Valleymar. Whereas Rebecca Moore has fulfilled all her duties and responsibilities as kindergarten teacher, kindergarten first grade combo teacher, second, third grade combo teacher, and third grade teacher and eighth grade teacher in a professional and highly exemplary manner. And she has done her fair share and then some of administering reading assessments, organizing math games, hatching chicks in the spring, and creating beautiful anchor posters. Rebecca also navigated the unique challenges of teaching through COVID, all with unwavering dedication and her sense of humor intact. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District extends its best wishes to Rebecca Moore upon the occasion of her retirement, following 18 years of faithful and dedicated service to the public education, and extends its sincere best wishes for a rewarding and fulfilling future. May your days in Arizona be filled with sunshine, relaxation, and all the joy that retirement brings. Regularly passed and adopted this 21st day, May 2025. Picture.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have Principal Parrish for Antonio Robles.
Antonio is not able to be here with us tonight, but I'm honored to read this resolution for him. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District, County of San Mateo, State of California, that whereas Antonio Robles has been a highly successful custodian in the Pacifica School District since April 15th, 2013, and whereas Antonio Robles has enriched the lives of a countless number of students and their families at the Cabrillo School, and whereas Antonio Robles has provided excellent support to his administrator, teachers, staff, and students, demonstrating incredible patience, caring, and pride in his work and school. Antonio Robles is truly loved and respected by all. We will miss his every Friday morning reminders to Viva la Vida and the cheerful smile that greeted us every morning. And whereas Antonio Robles has fulfilled all of his duties and responsibilities as custodian in a professional and highly exemplary manner, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District extends its best wishes to Antonio Robles upon the occasion of his retirement following 12 years of faithful and dedicated service to public education, and extends its sincere best wishes for a rewarding and fulfilling future.
Now we have Coordinator of Student Services, Jean Bellinger, to present Patricia Buddington's certificate.
Patricia's not here tonight. I'm wasn't expecting to speak, so I'm finding myself getting a little emotional, which is weird. In any event, before I read this, before Patricia was the school secretary, she was a very involved Ocean Shore parent. And she is kind of the heart and soul of what that program is all about. And has, before she even started getting a paycheck, donated hours and hours and hours of her time to the alternative school / Ocean School program. Before I became principal at Ocean Shore, I was a teacher there for 6 years, and I don't know how I would have gotten through that without Patricia. She knew everything about Ocean Shore. She was always willing to help with everything. So I personally am very grateful to the service that she has put in, and I will miss her very much. And so now, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District, County of San Mateo, State of California, that whereas Patricia Buddington has been a highly successful school secretary in the Pacifica School District at Ocean Shore School as a Ocean Shore Dolphin since August 18th, 2006, and whereas Patricia Buddington has enriched the lives of countless number of students and their families and the staff at Ocean Shore School, and whereas Patricia Buddington has provided excellent support to her administrator, teachers, staff, and students, demonstrating incredible patience, caring, and pride in her work and school, Patricia Buddington was truly loved and respected by all. And whereas Patricia Buddington has fulfilled all of her duties and responsibilities as a school secretary in a professional and highly exemplary manner, now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Pacifica School District extends its best wishes to Patricia Buddington upon the occasion of her retirement following 19 years of faithful and dedicated service to public education, and extends its sincere best wishes for a rewarding and fulfilling future. Regularly passed and adopted this 21st day of May, 2025.
Therefore, it is recommended that the board approve resolutions 2025-0521A through 2025-0521G for Pacifica School District retirees Betsy Belkin, Gail Barrett, Darren Chavarria, Julia Hall, Rebecca Moore, Antonio Robles, and Patricia Buddington.
Okay, before we take a vote, we have one speaker, Sue Beckmar.
Hi, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I realized I was here to speak specifically about Julia. And as I look at the list, I go, wow, you've been here a long time when you know every single person on this list. And so thank you all. Your dedication is inspiring. And I just wanted to say a couple words about Julia. In the time that I've served as a librarian in this district and as a Uber volunteer librarian, as Julia did, I've had the opportunity to work with parent volunteers, with community volunteers, with other staff, with classified staff from other sites and school districts, with certificated staff, with county office staff, with public librarians. And I can say without hesitation that the most professional, the most focused, the most willing to give, the most willing to jump in and help, and the most willing to step out of her comfort zone and just do it person I've ever worked with is Julia Hall. I know there've been some threats by some on the administrative staff that perhaps this would not be a goodbye, but only so long for now. It would be my honor to work with Julia in any setting ever. Julia, thank you. I am so grateful to you. I know.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a motion to approve the adoption of resolutions 2025-05-21-A through G? Do I have a second? We're going to take a 10-minute break to celebrate in the other room with cake. With all.
There's cake outside for celebration, if anybody would like.
That's right.
Relations, LSEA.
Good evening. Before closed session this evening, our bargaining chair, Rachel Merlot, was joined by members of our bargaining team to speak to you about how negotiations are going. When we are at the table, we are fighting hard for our members, their ability to deliver effective lessons to Pacifica's students, feel safe and supported when they are at work, and of course, fairly compensated for all of that hard work. It is a lot of pressure and becomes challenging when we are met with roadblocks with no resolutions or solutions offered. It gets exhausting for us. We meet again on Tuesday and hope both parties can come with some creativity and seize on opportunities to end this school year on a more positive note. Last week was busy for our union. We co-hosted our end of the year party with CSCA, where we celebrated our one LSEA retiree, Rebecca Moore of Valamar. Congrats to her as she was honored tonight, along with former LSEA member Betsy Belkin. LSEA also wants to share our congrats and best wishes for all the CSCA retirees too. We had our last union meeting of the year on Thursday, and this past weekend, we joined a rally and march hosted by CTA to fight for schools our students deserve. LSEA members were joined by their friends and family members, along with Trustee Villalobos and Jean Bellinger. Much work needs to be done in the next 10 school days and beyond. We have many members who will be working late nights, long weekends, and many days into the summer in order to ensure a smooth transition of their site buildings and classrooms for their students next year. We have sought support and written emails hoping to ensure they receive the assistance requested. Communication and clarity on logistics continues to be important for a smooth transition for next year. Thank you.
CSEA.
Can we have any CSCA employee come and stand behind us? Sure. That's still here?
I'm not wearing blue. I'm never stand out.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a while since I've been on this podium between my surgery and we're going to have 6 union stewards by the time we're done with our training. We're very proud of our team. We're here tonight on behalf of the classified employees of this district. I want to begin by recognizing that this week is Classified Employee Week, a time set aside to honor the hard work, dedication, and service of the individuals who keep our schools running every single day. We are the faces you see in every corner of the district, in classrooms, in cafeterias, on playgrounds, in front offices, in vans, and behind the scenes. We are the first to arrive and often the last to leave. We keep the doors open, the phones answered, the technology running, the children safe, and the campuses clean. We are proud of the work we do, and we are proud to serve our students and our community. We all came together, classified staff, teachers, administrators, to rally around a shared goal, making our district financially stable. We did our part, we showed up, we supported the plan. But right now, we're not feeling the same support in return. As a membership, we continue to support this district. We support our students, we support our administrators, we support our fellow staff. Even amid all the uncertainty, we're still here, showing up, stepping up, and holding things together. But we cannot continue to pour from an empty cup. We need to feel supported too, not just in appreciation weeks or board resolutions, but in the real decisions that affect our lives and livelihoods. We also understand that these are uncertain times. Budget challenges, fluctuating enrollment, ongoing litigation, and evolving state policies. We're not blind to these realities, but tonight we ask you, please do not look past us. See us, hear us, value us.
It's not easy to stand here and talk about negotiations when the last time we met at the table was April 4th, nearly 2 months ago. Our next meeting isn't scheduled until May 29th. That's a long time to wait when people's livelihoods are on the line. We are not asking for more than we deserve. We are asking for fairness, respect, recognition, not just words, but in action. And we are asking that when we return to the table on May 29th, we all come with open minds and a shared commitment to find a compromise that leaves our members feeling seen, heard, and supported. And that starts by responding to CSEA salary increase proposal. Thank you for your time, and thank you for taking a moment during Classified Employee Week to acknowledge not just the roles we play, but the people we are. The Above and Beyond Awards May 2025 Above and Beyond recipients are Laura Howell, school assistant at Ingrid B. Lacey Middle School, and Shauna Kapersky, paraprofessional at Ortega School. Laura has been a dedicated PSD employee working at Ingrid B. Lacey Middle School since 2006. Laura has worked primarily as a school assistant, but has also worked as a paraprofessional. Serving as a school assistant in a middle school setting can have its challenges, but Laura consistently executes her duties with ease. She is an integral part of the Ingrid B. Lacey community. She is reliable, fair, and always ready to lend a helping hand. Shauna joined the PSD team in 2024 and has served the Ortega school community as both a school assistant and a paraprofessional. Her background in teaching shines when she is working with students in the RSP room. The students feel comfortable coming to Shauna for help with anything they need. Shauna is always going above and beyond by pitching in to help with any and all tasks. Union proud.
Union strong.
Union strong.
Student board representatives.
My name is Mateo Berlanik. I am a student board representative and 8th grade student at IBL Middle School. As the year comes to an end, the fun for students begins. At IBL, the 8th graders are going to Great America next Thursday and are having their dinner dance next Friday. At Sunset Ridge, the 5th graders will be going to their annual field trip to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Cabrillo is going to Yosemite National Park and Great America, where Valleymar is going as well. It has been a pleasure to serve as a student board representative this year. Being a student board representative has helped me become a better leader and taught me how this district really works and how things get done. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to better my community. Have a good night.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chloe. I'm an 8th grade representative, and I also go to Valleymar. So as the end of May approaches, so does the end of our time as 8th graders. It's hard to believe that this chapter of our lives is almost over. We're all feeling a mix of emotions, excited, nervous, a little sad, but more than anything, we're ready for what's next. At Valleymar, we've shared many memories together. Just last Friday, we had an amazing time at Great America. And this Friday, we'll come together again for the dinner dance, one of our final moments as a class. It's more than just a celebration. It's a chance to reflect on everything we've been through and how far we've come. We've grown not just as students, but as people. We've laughed, we've learned, and we've supported each other through challenges. As we move on to high school and beyond, we'll carry these experiences with us, along with the friendships that made it so special. And we are forever grateful to the teachers and staff who are with us along the way. Thank you.
I just make one comment before the students run out. I just want to thank you so much for all of your input. I know we've lost one already. Hopefully next year we'll get to the cafeteria food issue that I know that's been 2 years in a running. So, but thank you so much for your time.
Okay, people wishing to address the board. I have Valerie Davidson.
Valerie Davidson, I'm becoming a familiar face. And first of all, some wonderful transitions, the sort that we can celebrate. And this year, I would say some disruptive transitions. Ocean Shore, a school, has been a part of my family's. My children went to Ocean Shore, and I was not going to be an alternative parent. And I looked at all the schools, and it just happened that Ocean Shore, the unique program that it was and continues to be, was right for my child and my subsequent other child. It's not right for everyone, we get that. But I was delighted with and surprised, and the richness of that community was critical to me. Last meeting, I believe it was chief superintendent who said there was a lot of misinformation. And I think for the community, for myself as a public member, I'm just not getting information. My first cell of the Ocean Shore dismantlement and transition was as a co-location of K-5 program, even though K-8 was one of the elements of this program. Okay, now I'm not getting the reassurances that I am seeking that it is indeed a co-location, that this board and the community support as a unique program. And consequently, I'm hearing that a number of the community are looking for other alternatives because this was the one alternative in this community. Misinformation is one thing. I think the lack of reassurance that this is indeed a co-location, this is indeed a support for this program has been lacking. And I hope that that becomes a message that this board takes to the community, the whole community.
Okay, online, I think we have Megan McKenna.
Hi there. I'm here to speak about the board and superintendent's choice to disregard transparency, specifically around the closure of OSS. These facts are from district communications and emails submitted in the lawsuit. While budget concerns have been discussed for some time, the district never identified OSS as a closure or relocation target until 1/11. Neither our last two principals knew. Tonley only found out on 1/7. Other schools like Cabrillo were also in the dark, sharing PTO updates stating they did not know which school would be affected. The district internal emails tell a different story. The district had planned this closure for over a year. There were emails between Darnice and Bridget Hart, not yet a board member. Cece Meng, bond project manager, asked Darnice if she should cancel the D-wing work before it started, because she heard that OSS may be closing. The absence of transparency and dishonest maneuvers erodes trust. Darnice Williams' note to parents on May 5th says, on 2024 said no relocation or closure plans are on the table, yet the district had been working on closure for over a year. Who is accountable for the mistruths? No one is interested in playing Blue's Clues. Stop playing games. OSS parents are right. This is a closure, not a co-location. OSS won't have its own principal. Co-located schools do. While the campus could support separation, the schools will be mixed by grade in shared wings. This is not about students or staff. It's about dishonesty and what this really is, a merger. If this were a co-location, OSS staff would be moving with us. Instead, district teachers were thrown into a seniority wins scramble with OSS staff reassigned or without jobs. This isn't about us, our teachers. It's about the district's lack of transparency. Co-located schools operate separately on the same campus with district CDS codes and enrollment. But last week, we were asked if we preferred SR or OSS teachers and told students may be placed in other schools' classrooms. Families already made their choice by enrolling in SR or OSS. That choice is being ignored because we are merging. We are not co-locating as the district pretended. Again, this is not about parents, teachers, or students from SR. It's about the bold-faced lies the board feeds us. And throughout this hellish process, brought on entirely by the method in which the board decided to manage the closure, any feedback we offered was used against us. Well played, creepy, disgraceful, and shameful. Well played, board croonies included. So when we ask for transparency, we get the same line from Darnice. There's always room to do better. So why isn't the district doing better after years of being asked? If the board had led with honesty and transparency from the day they made this decision to close OSS, parents from both schools could have built something great together. Instead, the board's lies killed any chance for collaboration and created unnecessary friction. OSS operated in good faith towards co-location and got pushback for doing exactly that. Board Superintendent, the opposition you see is a reaction to your lack of transparency and your lies. This is a reaction to your actions. The fallout is yours to bear.
Okay, Grace Zaviesky.
Your next, Grace.
I've struggled a lot for the right words to prepare and how to articulate my feelings here. I am one of the PTO co-presidents of Ocean Shore School, but tonight I'm here to speak to you just as a parent, just as a mom. As a mother that highly values education, that values school choice, family participation, project-based learning, I was so excited for my daughter and her younger siblings when she was accepted to Ocean Shore. So excited that I literally laminated her acceptance letter that came into the mail. As a kindergarten mom, I jumped in both feet first as PTO president. I proudly and passionately advocated for my daughter, our alternative school, and for our community. This year has been utterly crushing. And on a very personal level, I've struggled very hard to make decisions that were in the best interest of my children. I fought hard to be seen, to be valued, to be appreciated for the uniqueness and special qualities that our teachers, students, and families bring to the district. We've tried to work together. We've tried to articulate our fears that this is not going to be treated as a co-location, which it's absolutely not. Mixing classrooms is not a co-location. We've tried to compromise in many ways, but to no end. I feel shut down. I know our community is feeling gaslit, demoralized, and as though my community and family just simply don't matter. We're non-existent. We're invisible. I no longer feel this sense of togetherness. I no longer feel like passion and community and love are values that this board and cabinet are adhering to. This is not about a fear of change. It's about an overwhelming sense of powerless and feeling that our voices don't matter. I implore this board and you, Dr. Williams, to put in your resignations. You have divided our community and absolutely do not represent the qualities that I want in a leader for our community. It is only when we are able to restore leadership that values compromise, transparency, community engagement, and unity will we be able to start to heal. In the meantime, I refuse to allow my children to be guinea pigs to a system that claims to value equity, but which in practice is pushing equalness and refuses to compromise at the expense of our children. I hope one day my faith will be restored. I truly love Pacifica. I truly love every single teacher, paraprofessional, administrator, and other staff that I've met on the ground and know that they are passionate and loving and have my children's best interest at heart. My faith is not lost in them. It's lost in the people in this room. And the lack of essential leadership skills to unite and better our district. This is my breakup.
All right, thank you. Thank you. We're done.
Board Superintendent Communications.
I attended open houses at Ortega and Sunset Ridge, and it was really great to see families connecting with their schools. I especially want to acknowledge the number of Ocean Shore families that came to the Sunset Ridge open house. There was real engagement, curiosity, and these moments feel really important. I also attended the social hosted by our teacher and classified staff unions, and it was a meaningful space to connect with so many of our leaders. This week, I went to the second school funding task force meeting hosted by San Mateo County Office of Ed. We were asked to bring examples of the real problems we see at basic aid districts like ours. And our goal is to shape a legislative proposal aimed at making LCSF funding more equitable. That's it.
I wasn't here last month. And so I went to the IBL open house. I also went to the Ortega open house, and I would like to thank Ortega for always making me feel welcomed. And then we had the Elna Flynn award celebration, and that's always something special to go to. I had my one-to-one meetings with the superintendent. I received an invitation to attend the CTA rally in San Francisco. Me and my mother were there to support the teachers. All of the guest speakers were in opposition of the federal cuts in education, particularly special education. And there was an emphasis for support of all our LGBTQ children. And in, I don't know. Anyways, then I'll just piggyback what Bridget said. There is the school funding task force, and it's through the County Board of Education and also the superintendent, McGee. Mike O'Neill is on it, and Mike O'Neill was a board president or a board member for 14 years, something like that. And so we still have the same problems we had then. And so we were asked, like, how does this affect our district? And so some of the things that I said were, well, let me just reiterate this. There's 5 districts in San Mateo County who are LCFF and kind of in the same boat that we're in. And that is Burlingame, Bayshore, Jefferson Elementary, Pacifica, and San Carlos. Our biggest one is the recruitment and retention of our educators. And educators come to our district to gain experience, and then they go over the hill for more money. The other one is our class sizes. I asked the teachers, what is the biggest effect in class sizes, having 32 kids in the class. The other one is making difficult budget decisions, and nobody's going to be happy. Not everybody will be happy about. On a brighter note, I wanted to say something about Julia Hall. She's one of the parents that I volunteered with in the library in 2007 or whenever she came, and kind of recruited her to become a volunteer. And she turned into the best book fair manager ever. I mean, her book fairs would raise like $14,000. It's just incredible. And we were also on the PTO together. I was a secretary, and at that time, because this was like a lot of years ago, I was doing the newsletter, and I needed somebody to look it over for me. And Julia did it. Oh my God. Every detail was revised and fixed. And so she has a credible eye for detail. And she's just a really good person. And it was a real honor volunteering with her and being her friend.
All right, I had a back issue the last couple of weeks. I've been a little bit out of doing stuff for the district. But I can't remember if it was before our last meeting or not. We did have a one-on-one with myself and Bridget with CSEA, and that was a nice meeting. And I just want to also just make one comment about, and sort of this goes to disinformation, is how can we tell if people are not in the same class or co-located if the school year hasn't even happened? I'll just put that out there. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, I've been gone a bit for family graduations, but I'll be attending the open house for Cabela School tomorrow night. And also went to a coffee with Senator Mark Becker and, or Mark Berman, excuse me, and Mayor Sue Beckmeyer. And he's always shows great interest in the school district and the funding issues that we face.
Thank you. Had the opportunity to, as always, to meet with our union partners, just knowing that I appreciate our dialogue and our support of one another. We don't always meet in the middle, but it is done respectfully, and I do appreciate that. In addition, continuing to meet with our board members one-on-one, I attended the Elna Flynn reception. It was beautiful, just to see what volunteers have done for our community and just their commitment to our community. They represent foresight, they represent support, and they also represent a sense of passion that is alive and well in our community. And I am so appreciative to have witnessed that during that event and being able to honor the honorees. In addition, open house has been fabulous. Thank you, Ortega, Principal Romo for taking me around. I had a chance to read and review lessons and products from the students and leave the little notes because I always think it's important that our kids are acknowledged for the work that they do. And then also, I just want to commend our retirees because the work that we do is very tough as educators, and that we do see you. We appreciate you. And the fact that we had folks stand up today who have been in the career for double-digit years, and we know that it's very different today than when it was. And so we appreciate the fact to have been able to connect, encounter, and have the experience of veteran educators who clearly love children, who clearly model how to put kids first, and then also the sacrifices that they've made with their own families in order to be of superior service within our district. And so kudos to each and every one of you. I definitely appreciate you. And then finally, just to comment that we are moving forward in terms of the co-location. I appreciate the work that the vision teams are doing, have been connecting with the vision teams, and we're always available for conversation. And the one thing about the board meeting is always a one-way conversation. I always invite folk, have a conversation with me. We're open, we're here to clear up any miscommunication because the space of the board is important, but the communication and interaction one-on-one, face-to-face is greater. So thank you all.
Can I just add one more thing? Is that okay? I forgot to mention that I went to Ocean Shore to check out Oceans 411, and it lived up to the hype. All of the hallways were transformed. It was really beautiful.
Okay, thank you. Information items, item 11A, the Elna Flynn 2025 award recipients, Nicole Fletcher.
Pleasure, and I serve as the parent council representative for Ortega. Truly an honor to be here with you tonight to present one of the most meaningful recognitions in our school community, the 2025 Elna Flynn Outstanding Volunteer Awards.
The awards were inspired by the remarkable life of Elna Flynn, a beloved Pacifica school volunteer who dedicated herself to classrooms and school organizations throughout our community. Her tireless efforts aim to enrich the educational experience for students and families alike. Each year, these awards honor individuals who, like Elna, selflessly give their time, energy, and heart to our schools. Tonight, we shine a light on those who make our community stronger, not for recognition, but out of love and commitment. Their contributions represent the very best of us. We begin with Nicole, a lifelong Pacifica resident who called this community home for over 40 years. Proud alum of Odsted, Ortega, and Terra Nova, Nicole returned from living in England in her 20s to raise her family and became a dedicated Cabrillo school volunteer for over 17 years. All three of her children, Amelia, Stefan, and Farah, attended Cabrillo for kindergarten through 8th grade. Throughout those years, she has served in countless roles: class and volunteer, class liaison, field trip driver, library helper, dance chair, auction planner, and band mom. She supported art, music, drama, and PE programs and helped bring special events like Pioneer Day and school dances to life. Her favorite memories include listening to students' excited conversations after field trips, especially the one to Elkis Ranch, her all-time favorite. Helping plan band events with Mr. U and organizing the dance portion of the annual auction were also highlights. For Nicole, volunteerism was more than support, it was connection. She says Cabrillo's volunteer approach gave me the opportunity to be a small part of and a witness to my children's educational experience. It's a beautiful gift. Next, we honor Garrick, Meeker, and Nancy Foster, parents of 8th grader Leo, who have tirelessly served the IBL community. Over the years, their enthusiasm and commitment to volunteering has been an integral part of fostering a supportive and vibrant environment for our students, family, and staff. Whether selling ice cream and snacks each week, volunteering at bingo nights, fundraising events, or the fireworks booth, the Meekers have continually gone above and beyond to lend their time and energy wherever it is needed. Their generosity of spirit and eagerness to support all aspects of school life exemplify the true meaning of community. On behalf of the IBL community, we are deeply grateful for their outstanding contributions and thrilled to celebrate them as the deserving recipients of this year's award. Thank you, Garrick and Nancy, for all that you do. At Ortega, we proudly recognize Lorinda Brennan as our award recipient. For the past 8 years, Lorinda has been a true pillar of support for our school. She has given countless hours as a yearly room parent, a science teacher during COVID, event organizer, and facilitated special events like tie-dye days, and is a coveted massage therapist for our staff during Teacher Appreciation Week. Yes, she gives every teacher a massage that wants one. But one of her most impactful legacies is the PE program she personally designed and led for the 4th and 5th graders, giving teachers valuable prep time and students engaging skill-building experiences. From Gaelic football to team sports, she's given it her all. She's a beloved presence on campus, and her contributions have made an immeasurable impact on our students and teachers. Thank you, Lorinda, for your creativity, compassion, and commitment that have touched so many lives at Ortega, and it is a better place because of you. At Valimar, we honor someone who perfectly embodies the quote, "The ones who give the most are the ones who ask for the least." That someone is Beth Jennings. Beth is everywhere, quietly but impactfully helping inside and outside the classroom, donating, driving on every field trip, organizing events, staff lunches, teacher appreciation week, and constantly supporting those around her. She's on PTO and volunteers in the library. Beth is virtually part of the staff, never seeking credit or applause. Beth, your selfless service has lifted up our entire community. You are what Valimar stands for, the belief that we all rise when we work together. Kayla Crittenden is a Pacifica native. Her love of helping others was sparked at a young age, witnessing her mom volunteering at Westview Elementary. This example became a core memory that she wanted to pass on to her kids. Kayla instantly fell in love with Sunset Ridge's community volunteering as a room parent in her twins' kindergarten class, making her want to get more involved. She now fully helps the PTO in every way, attending monthly board meetings, volunteering at fundraisers and events, being a dedicated room parent, and practically living in the library, coming up with ideas to make it more functional and organized, and pouring her heart into getting students excited about reading. Her reach extends to school site, contributing to
fundraisers, and a joint site visionary team. She takes time to get to know students, making them feel seen, heard, and part of her loving family. She takes yearbook pictures and helps walk students back to class, celebrating their day. Kayla brings community. Ocean Shore is lucky to have had not just one, but two remarkable volunteers, Grace and Virginia. For 10 years, Grace has been the core of Ocean Shore School. From field trips to popcorn booths, graduation celebrations to year-end picnics, she has given her time, energy, and love to every corner of the community. Grace has worn many hats, PTO secretary, event coordinator, but it's her steady warmth, generous spirit, and homemade treats that have truly touched us all. Whether supporting scholastic events or simply showing up with a smile, she's made Ocean Shore feel like home. Her husband, Jeff, always close by, has shared his artistic talents as a volunteer teacher for many classes, not just their sons, Lino and Tino, but for others too. The Wong's family deep commitment has left a beautiful and lasting legacy. Oh, no. Wait, let me go back. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I missed the slide for Virginia, but for nearly a decade, Virginia has poured her heart into Ocean Shore School, becoming a beloved and irreplaceable part of the community. Her presence has lit up countless events, 50th anniversary celebrations, fundraisers, readathons, multicultural nights, and so many more. Always ready to lend a hand or lead the charge, she's been a steady, comforting presence on every field trip and a strong voice on the PTO executive board. But Virginia's impact doesn't stop at the school gates. As founder of 2 inclusive Girl Scout troops based at Ocean Shore, she's created a safe, empowering space for over 40 girls from across the district to grow and thrive. Her leadership is rooted in kindness, her generosity boundless. Virginia doesn't just volunteer, she uplifts, inspires, and leaves every space better than she found it. Ocean Shore is forever better because of her. Finally, from the Special Education Parent Advisory Committee, or CPAC, we recognize 2 extraordinary advocates, Rachel and Linda. Rachel has been a volunteer in the school district since 2015, helping out in her son's kindergarten classroom. When her daughter joined the special education program a few years later, she began focusing on supporting parents and caregivers of children receiving special education services. She organizes and facilitates a monthly in-person meetup, creating a space where adults can connect, share experiences, resources, and support one another. Rachel also manages a WhatsApp group with over 40 members, helping to keep families connected, informed between meetings. In addition to her volunteer efforts, she serves as a parent representative on CPAC's offering input and perspective on behalf of fellow caregivers. Her goal is to help families feel more supported, less isolated, and better equipped as they navigate the challenges and successes of special education. CPAC thanks Rachel for all her wonderful work on behalf of the children and their families. Linda has enjoyed supporting her son and other district families in special education for the past 8 years. During her years at Linda Mar Educational Center and Ortega School, she has spent the last 3 years volunteering as Special Education Parent Advisory Committee parent chair, co-chair. In these roles, she helped develop and build upon the committee's current mission to support families in special education in the Pacifica School District through collaboration, networking, and education in order to optimize outcomes for students. Linda helped start our annual holiday party for special education, expanded our parent education webinar programming, and supported the growth of our parent caregivers socials. She works to ensure parent representation for CPAC at each school site and seeks to foster open lines of communication between the school district and families. CPAC thanks Linda for her amazing work on behalf of the children and their families. To all of this year's Elna Flynn Outstanding Award volunteer recipients, congratulations. And thank you for inspiring us and reminding us that one person can make a difference and that together we can create something truly special.
Thank you. Item B, the 2025 Pacifica School District Summer Programs. Dr. Bowman?
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Williams. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss or show a little bit about what's going on this summer at Pacifica School District. So as we prepared for this summer, multiple things were kept in mind. in our planning. One was the mission of Pacifica School District, making sure that our students are prepared, they have a rigorous curriculum, and that they are enjoying school, inspiring confidence, and that they're having achievement in learning. Within this summer school program, I am really happy to announce that we also followed the framework of our learner's profile, our adult profile, and also our system profile to ensure that we were being equitable, we were being creative, we were being open. As always, we follow ACE with attendance, academics, community engagement, and equity and inclusion. This summer, we have multiple programs going on, and it continues to grow and be an exciting time. We have Big Lift Aspiring Summers, Boys and Girls Club through the ELOT programming. We also are working with Boys and Girls Club for summer programming. We have a Green Awareness program, the City of Pacifica Adventure Camp, and then also ThinkBridge Community Camp. So a little bit about Aspiring Summers. That is coming from our Big Lift grant. It's the first time that Pacifica has had the opportunity to offer the Aspiring Summer programs. We're already preparing for expansion next year because we've got so many kids interested and families calling about it. So it's been very exciting. Our kids that will be in Big Lift, they have instruction for the first part of the day by certified teachers. There's a program manager, and we have a literacy coach who is here and will be helping our teachers as well with Catherine. We then work with the Pacifica Library, the community libraries, and our children work with staff from the library. In addition to our staff, there are field trips, there are different sightseeing, and they also go to the library for books and lessons and webinars. And so, again, this is the first time we're offering it. It's been coming together really well, and we're really excited about what the program brings to us. The Boys and Girls ELOT program, it is hosted by the Boys and Girls Club. It's an expansion of our current school year contract. It will be for TK up to 6th grade. The location will be at Valimar, and I believe that's where they were last year as well. This is for our young people who are maybe socially economic disadvantaged, homeless, foster children, children with multiple language learners. And so we want to make sure that this group has the best experience in addition to not only the learning, but also the social and behavioral aspects of the program. And they also get to have a great program from 8 to 6 every day. It's a 9-hour program. It includes academics, it includes field trips, and it also has some fun experience to different locations. So the Green Awareness, this one has come up relatively soon, but I'm super happy to announce that Pacifica will be hosting a Green Awareness or CTE summer program for our 7th and 8th graders this year at Ocean Shore. We are working in conjunction with San Mateo County Office of Ed, and we are also working with Jefferson Union High School District. Through that partnership, we are able to bring in our 7th and 8th graders. They'll be learning about STEM, robotics, other CTE types of career. And they'll also be going on field trips. They have guest speakers and they'll have different webinars. And the other thing that's been great about this is Jefferson Union and San Mateo County are paying for the program. And so we're looking at what we can do now, but also what we can do later with that partnership. We have the City of Pacifica Adventure Camp working with the City of Pacifica daycare and preschool programs. The programs will be at Cabrillo, Valimar, Ocean Shore, and Sunset Ridge. And they'll have assemblies, recreational activities, there'll be field trips, there'll be visits to the exploratorium. And then we always have the opportunity for having literature and math and reading part of the program. And the kiddos here also get to go have swim lessons and recreational swimming as part of the program, which we are also supporting through our ELOT programs. We have ThinkBridge Summer Camp through our Pacifica School Volunteers program. This is for our rising 1st graders to 6th graders. It will be located at Ortega School. It's a 4-week summer program that has academic learning, creativity, play-based learning with different age groups. They'll be in 4 different classes where they'll come up with different music, they'll have games, they'll have STEM lab, they'll have different types of exploration between coding and robotics. Again, not only supporting our traditional core content, but our move towards the STEM and CTE programming that's being enriched this year. The program goes from June 16th to July 11th, and it runs from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. And we're currently working with Pacifica School Volunteers. It's currently not an ELOP program, but we're seeing if we can open this great possibility and opportunity for some of our children who get benefits of the ELOP program. So we're also looking at that possible expansion for this year. Are there any questions about the overview for the summer programming?
Sounds great. First of all, thank you. One question I've seen floating around is, can students who are Pacifica residents, but maybe go to private school, participate in our summer school programs?
So unfortunately, or I don't know, fortunately, we have so many Pacifica school children that we are working just to place them at this time. We have wait lists for, I think, 6 of the 7 programs that we're offering. So it's not that they are not welcome. It's just at this time with our space, we just don't have the occupancy.
Okay, well, that's a good problem to have.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, item C, summer professional development opportunities. Also, Dr. Bowman.
Nice to see you again. Just a quick overview of what is happening this summer with our certified and classified staff. Everyone will be invited to professional development opportunities. Again, based in our mission, our ACE Foundation, and our learner profile. What we have done for this summer, I know that's difficult to see, but it's difficult in a good sense because these are all the training that we are offering this summer. Every curriculum area, English, math, science, middle school and elementary will have professional development, not only on our new curriculum, but also our new curriculum if approved, but also our current curriculums where we haven't had professional development in the recent years. We are also doing a special training for our computer apps and our instructional technology. One of the things that we've seen this year is we have a lot of programs, but not everybody knows about those programs. And so making sure that we're using everything to our fullest potential. We're also working with San Mateo County Office of Education, who will be presenting on multi-language learners and English language learners to all of the staff. And the other really good thing about this program is that our new staff will have the opportunity to participate in all of these trainings. So when they come to work on the first day of school, they'll have some background in all of their content area and instead of trying to squeeze everything into a day or two. So this is for our new teachers. It is for our current teachers. Some of the opportunities are refreshers, and then some of those are just bringing everybody together for our new curriculum, and they have the option to participate as a refresher if they would like to do the entire program. And all of the teachers who participated will be paid for their time and participating in the professional development over the summer. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item D, facilities maintenance and operations update. George Machado.
Good morning, board, or good morning, good evening, board and superintendent. So I'm here with some updates for Pacifica School District and the Facilities Maintenance Operations Department. I want to first start off with a couple of issues we had. There were safety issues at 2 of our sites. One was IVL, where students had opened a hole in the northeast corner of the campus and were exiting out onto Highway 1 and at lunchtime, and that is extremely dangerous. So I met with the district's approved fencing company. They were out Tuesday and repaired the fencing there at that school. And then at Ocean Shore, the fencing between the kindergarten play yard and the main yard, 3 of the posts had rotted out. The same company came out on the same day and replaced those posts before school started. So that was done. Everything's safe now. So moving on to the next updates. This is kind of a progress of a couple of different items that we've got going on. So this is a FMO update. So Cabrillo School has the staircase at the back of the school behind C Wing. It's I want to call it a makeshift staircase. It's very steep. It's uneven. It's just not, and it's falling apart. So we've decided that we're going to remove it. So the maintenance workers removed a section of the entrance of the Cabrillo staircase, as you can see in this picture here, up to where the wooden sign is. They were unable to get any further up with our equipment because it was just too dangerous. Then they moved on to put up signage to block the area of the remainder of the path leading to the top with signage to keep people out. It's not perfect, but we haven't seen anybody trying to use the stairs. We do know that people have walked up the side of it, outside the barrier. The next picture shows the distance that the M&O department was able to remove and try to make it more natural. This is a picture of the top entrance from the field down, also blocked, and signs were put up. The next photo shows how steep this really is. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's extremely steep if you've ever been at the top looking down. So the remainder of the stairs are scheduled to be removed during the summer break of 2025. I've reached out to a contractor and reaching out to another one to get bids so we can get this done before school. And one of the parts that I didn't add here is that we want the hillside to become more natural, make it look as it was before the staircase was there. So that is the plan. Any questions at this time?
I have a question. Where does the staircase lead?
It leads from the main campus to the upper field.
So there won't be a route to get
there. There is a route. So there's the main fire road that goes up through over by the garden that goes up to the top. But then right there at C Wing at the bottom of, let's see if I can get back here. So this picture here, just those stones right there you see on the left, there's a path that leads up. Now the plan is that over the summer that we're going to pave that.
Gotcha.
So that'll all be paved and nice and straight and smooth for everybody to use.
Thank you. Thanks, George.
So the next update is workforce housing. So the abatement company has been working on cleaning out the hazardous materials. They have cleared, as you see in red there, but the building just to the left of it, the green roof, they've cleared that along with that cleared area. And now they're in the MPR area, which I've marked, and working towards the hillside. So I've added some photos of what it looks like now inside the building after they've cleaned everything up. This is actually a photograph of one of the restrooms. And it shows that there's no hazardous material left. This is actually the other side of the same restroom. The next photo shows what the kitchen used to look like. So this is the kitchen. Where you see these blowers, that's what the area that was in the MPR. So that's all closed off, sealed, and they have these units here that are air scrubbers. They actually pull air out of the building, capturing it in filters and cycling it so it's not hazardous to the outside community. This is another picture of the kitchen. after it's been cleaned and cleared. So the average person can now enter that area if we choose to have them go there, but we are not doing that until it's completely done. This is a picture of the hallway that leads to where we had our renters there before. So this is on the Odstad Boulevard side. So this is the hallway that leads to the front of the school. This is the picture of the old custodian closet was in there. This is what was left was the sink. They've taken everything else and taken it away. Just on the other side. On the other side of it, this is actually a photo that of the administrative office of the renters that was there. This happens to be the drinking fountain on the other, just opposite the custodian closet. And the room that you see behind it is the old mechanical room where the heaters were. All of that is gone. Any questions? If there's no questions, oh.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I just also, as on a M&O talk, I don't think we've had a single tick, gopher, or mowing email this whole year. So thank you. I appreciate that.
The company that we're using, they're staying after it. We've had our issues with rodents, of course, but they are managing it and trying to keep us safe.
Okay, well, thank you. I did have one question, and I talked to Darnisa about it a while ago, but it's kind of a little odd thing. Has somebody talked to the Historical Society about saving that sign, the Odstad Elementary School sign, if they're interested in that at all? I don't even know if we could pull it off there, but
we have not.
Okay, it's just an
It's
idea.
still open to. I mean, it hasn't been torn down, so we have time.
Okay,
we can certainly.
it's just a thought. You know, they might want. So
I'm always I don't know if you remember, but we had this giant Golden Gate Bridge that was they used it for the plays. I mean, this thing was enormous. It was at Fairmont. I actually tried to donate it to the San Francisco Historical Society. It was just so big that they could not accept it.
yeah, and maybe that's the case. It's same, but I just want to mention.
The sign is definitely smaller.
Right.
Anyways, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item E, comprehensive school safety plans, development of instructional continuity plan. Ms. Ladd.
Hey, good evening. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about an addition to our comprehensive safety plans, which is called the Instructional Continuity Plan. Of course, as you know, all of our schools and the school district building have extensive safety plans. The Instructional Continuity Plan describes a process for how district schools will engage with families after emergency to provide instruction to students. School site councils will finalize an instructional continuity plan. So this is just information for the school board. Here are the requirements for the instructional continuity plan. It's supposed to include processes for social emotional learning, mental health, and academics. It has to provide a plan to provide an access to instruction in as soon as 10 days after the emergency. And I just also wanted the board to know that students with disabilities have emergency circumstance protocols built into their individual education plans already, called Emergency Circumstance Plan A. And then Plan B would be developed by each child's individual education team, which would be a specific plan in the event that there was an emergency. And then these are frequently asked questions that we put together that could be looked at in more detail. I just wanted to kind of draw your attention to two of them. Does the plan need to be approved by the board by July 1st? No, they do not have to be approved by the board, but they do have to be approved by each school's site council. And then after that, they will be included in the entire safety plan year after year after year. And then how do we know what's required in the plan? Jean Bellinger attended a training, and the California Department of Education and our County Office of Education has provided extensive guidance and templates so that that's how we are sure that we are following the appropriate protocol and including all the proper information in our own plans for our schools. And I'm happy to say that all of our schools are way ahead of the curve, and we will make our July 1st deadline for having these completed. And we're using our docu tracking platform for putting these together. Are there any questions? Oh, next steps. Sorry. I was like so proud. It's almost like 2 minutes. But anyway, we're working with the student services with document tracking to make sure that that is a section of our plan. The principals will be sharing it with their site councils and their safety committees. We mostly work with site councils, and then student services will share the amended CS safety plans with the Pacifica Police Department, and we can share them with the school board. And then student services will upload the amended plans to the County Office of Ed. They have a digital vault. And so then I think the next one is questions. Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, action item B, ELA curricula approval. Dr. Bowman.
Good evening again. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss the proposed new curriculum for our TK all the way up to 8th grade and our English and Language Arts program. As we went through the curriculum, of course, we always keep in mind the mission statement, and we also keep in mind ACE and our learner's profile, and ultimately our LCAP goals. Before we started looking at any curriculums, we had to say, why are we adopting? Right at this time, it's been over 13 years since we've had an ELA curriculum adoption. The program that we're currently using is no longer following the current research. So this new program adoption is important in multiple ways. We've also want to make sure that the skills our kids are learning within ELA are also transferable to all of the different content areas. And one of the top reasons that we need to support our teachers in the instructional programming. With the current curriculum, teachers are left to pull from multiple sources. They're using multiple books, and many of them are having to create it on their own to meet the individual needs of their students. So the current unit that we are using is Lucy Calkins' 2011 Teacher College Units of Study. That had also included the adoption of the reading units that were previously adopted. What is going on with the use, and the test scores are just only one measure, but it's one of the areas we look at for the effectiveness of the curriculum. Right now, in the red area where our students are significantly behind are our long-term English learners and our students with disabilities. When we look at our long-term English learners, they're 82.8 points below the standard. And unfortunately, our students with disabilities are even lower at 122.9 points below the standard. The other area that we are having significant concerns with are the orange area. These children are still behind, and they're still significantly behind, and they're bordering right on that red area. Our homeless, our students without homes currently are 118 points below, and then our socially economic disadvantage are 39 points below the standard. When you look at the yellow, You're right about standards or you're approaching standards, so you're getting close. Unfortunately, they're still not at the level where they are gaining each skill based on the standards. And our English learners are 42 points below, Filipino students 3.4 points below, and our Hispanic students are almost 28 points below. So what does this information or data tell us? Well, when we look at the kids who are on standard, who are making progress at the needed speed and understanding and comprehension, are our Asian students with 2 or more races and our white students. So it's a significant part of our population and part of our unduplicated students, students who have been part of groups that have been marginally, historically marginalized. That's the areas where we need to see improvement. And another fact and data is something that we really look at is why don't we have students in that blue group? We're always looking at why our students aren't meeting standard, but it's absolutely as important to look at why aren't we gone above the standards and have students in our group. So what was the excuse me. So what happens after the curriculum of Open Court? Open Court, you're going to hear a little bit about, but in a 3-year study with over 375,000 students in over 700 schools, there were 50 to 75% higher reading scores and understanding prior to using Open Court. Open Court is one that we started at the very beginning with. And as of today, we're recommending, and this is one of the reasons why we are recommending it. The other point that's very important is that with this information, we're also not only seeing, Open Court's not only seeing improvement with the general student population, but they've also looked at our subgroups, like our students who are socioeconomically disadvantaged groups. So what did we do to get to this point? We started with a curriculum committee. Nobody was denied access to the committee. We had representatives for every grade level and every school starting out. Unfortunately, we didn't finish that way, but anybody who wanted to join throughout the process was able to, no matter what stage we were in. We started with these big, thick rubrics and 3 of them, and it goes by page of does the curriculum have this? Does the curriculum have that? And 1 wasn't enough, so we went through 3 of them. And when we did that, we also looked at 12 different vendors of curriculum. And so the committee looked at these rubrics. They also looked at the vendors, and then they chose vendors that they thought would be the best fit for their students' needs. And then we had those vendors come in and do another presentation to the committee and provide more detail based on that information. Then the committee selected what curriculum, and you'll see coming up, not Open Court was selected for our TK through 5 or K through 5, and Amplify was selected for our 6 through 8. We are currently finishing a 6-week pilot program. We looked at the programs through a rubric. We looked at them through presentations, but we also wanted to make sure that they would work in the classrooms. And so both programs, Open Court and Amplify, are being piloted at the appropriate grade levels. And what is happening now is that we've had really good results on the implementation of the pilot program, feedback from teachers, and there's really a big excitement about the curriculum. I think it's been a while since there's been one, and there's a lot of work going into lessons every day. And we know that our test scores are concerning in some of the areas. And so one of the main goals for the committee choosing a curriculum is that it was comprehensive, that it would address all of the needs. We don't currently have a specific phonics program. With the adoption of new curriculum, not only will there be a phonics program, we also will be addressing new assembly bills for cursive writing. That will be part of the curriculum. It also will address our need for English language support materials and curriculum. And spelling, grammar, all of those different areas were looked at. And then especially in the middle school, we want it to be novel based and make sure that we provide the opportunities for reading and using those skills outside of a school setting, reading novels and working through that. And so with your approval this evening, we're looking for the implementation moving into the fall of this upcoming school year. These are members of the committee, and we have two that are here this evening that you're going to hear report cards about. And these individuals were not only on the ELA committee, but they've been on the report card committee, consulted on other committees. And so the work they have done and the other committee members have been very, very important. With all of that, we still had different areas of those priorities that we talked about, and I mentioned some of them throughout, but we also made sure that there's going to be a process of progression throughout the units and throughout the years. So when you gain one skill in first grade, it's not one and done. You're then using that skill and expanding on it across through the different grade levels. I mentioned the handwriting requirement that now will be met by that. It also will meet our assessment measures. And within the program, there's variability for multi-language learners, which I mentioned, students with disabilities, and there's differentiation and scaffolding that are resources within the curriculum for every classroom. So the committee selected the variety, and here's a list of some of them that we started with and that we looked at. We wanted to look at everything and anything going through it. So this was the original list of reading material curriculums that we looked for and that we looked through and that we did rubrics for and had some presentations on. From this, we got down to, okay, now this is important for teachers. This is important for our students. We know that what is needed. What do our parents think? And we looked at our parent survey through the LCAP. 92% of the parents think that we're providing support for English language learners, and I'm glad that it's in the 90%. But that also means there's 8% of parents out there that aren't feeling or seeing or recognizing the support. We also looked at, is it relevant to real world application? And again, we were in the 90s, we were at 93. But what we found is that parents and the specific subgroups that were doing better and the green area were the ones who mostly understood the curriculum, and parents who were from historically marginalized populations or any areas in our subgroup were not necessarily seeing how the curriculum applied to their child within the real world setting and connections. So we selected Amplify and we selected Open Court. They were open to do a curriculum from K all the way up. They could have divided it into two, which happened, but the freedom was given to the committee to move forward how they thought would fit their needs and their student needs in the classroom the best. Open Court has a phonics program. We talked about it being a little more comprehensive, including vocabulary. They also looked at what comes with that phonics program. Are there decodables? Are there fluency interventions? Are there phonemic awareness? Is there practice? And so the program brings all of that to the classroom for Pacifica students. So what does Amplify bring? It is rated green across ed reports. It's also earned perfect scores in all the gateways through ed reports. We know that Amplify has a rigorous core curriculum that engages and empowers our students. And within that program, you'll see that there are 6 different levels of differentiation and assessment. So if you have kids who are above scale level or below scale level, there are 6 different variances of differentiation needs within the program to support the students that the teachers have access to and that they don't have to go and recreate. And then Amplify has also been recognized as one of the Knowledge Matters campaign as a high quality knowledgeable literacy curriculum. One area is writing and grammar, and every teacher, this was definitely an area. And right now, our writing and grammar is supplemental to the actual curriculum that they're producing and presenting in the classroom. This makes it part of the stories, makes it part of the novels, makes it part of the skills that they're using every day. And again, we also are meeting the daily handwriting course through the new Assembly Bill, Senate Assembly Bill, Senate and Assembly Bill. Amplify, again, has the modalities of hearing, speaking, learning for all our students, no matter their learning style. And there's a commitment to not only our kids who may be at the lower level of the standards, but also our high level students performing, but could perform at a higher level. That differentiation and supports are there as part of the curriculum. I talked a little bit about this regarding variability and differentiation, but one of the really good things about both of the programs is that they both are using the science of reading, which is our best research at this time regarding reading. They are also been researched thoroughly in multiple groups over long and short-term, longitudinal and shorter studies. And one of the areas we knew as a need coming into this year was supports for our tier 1 interventions and tier 2 interventions through the MTSS framework that Director Ladd has been presenting and training on this year. And they are incorporated into both sets of the Open Court curriculum and the Amplify curriculum. We also looked at alignment. The current program that we're using does not align to the adopted state standards. And so they are rigorously aligned to every standard throughout the California Common Core state standards. And it's not ELA on its side. These skills are used in reading and writing and social studies and in science, and they incorporate stories from all the different content areas. And again, Amplify is doing the same thing. And again, the big bonus with both is that there's scaffolding, there's differentiation, and there's support for our students at the highest level and students who need additional support who aren't achieving at the grade level. So we are hoping to get approval for this program. They will have the cross-curricular content areas that I mentioned with the social studies and science. Will have alignment to the Common Core state standards. There are appropriate assessments in it throughout their benchmark assessments and also the different assessments through formal and informal or daily type of assessments. And it also provides the opportunity and tools for classroom walkthroughs and classroom assessments. And the scope and sequence in both programs allow for a pacing guide to help teachers monitor the speed and fluctuation of their lessons. Are there any questions about the proposed 2 curriculums for ELA?
I have a comment. I received an email from a parent who is very concerned about our reading levels, and I was happy to, say this is what's coming up in the meeting, and a lot of the language that you're using was in her letter too. So I forwarded that to,
we respond.
Yeah. So I'm also happy to hear that cursive. I have a daughter who's graduating on Friday, and it was during 3rd grade. I don't know, 12 years ago or whatever. And at that time, computers were, like the big thing in school, and we were trying to get them in, and they didn't teach cursive that year. And so I had to kind of guide her through that because we need cursive for our signatures, for voting, for, everything, going to the bank, whatever. And so I'm happy to see that is in there. And I'm also happy to see the interventions will be in there too.
And I have a child that I've experienced the same thing with, so I'm also very glad, just being able to acknowledge bank reports or other ways to communicate. And so I'm very glad that it's coming back as well.
I feel like you did a really thorough job to make sure they're there's no really questions to have. You asked them all and you had them answered. It's a good job.
And I mean, thank you. But really the congratulations go to the committee. They were very thorough within their questions and what they wanted. And that I really had the control put in their hands, and they were very critical in what they picked, what they selected. And they made sure that if we were moving forward and going to put this much effort and funds into it, that it was going to fit all of our kids and all of our teachers.
I also appreciate you leaving it open for people that want to participate that didn't before. I think that's really great. Thanks.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you to Dr. Bowman. Thank you to the committee. This was a long time coming. This was one of our areas and direction from the board since last year, and you coming on and making sure that this work moved forward. It was a tremendous lift for the committee and also for you and also in our dialogue. And so I'm very excited about the next steps and very appreciative as well. This is the work that we do for children. So thank you.
Thank you. And I'll relay that to the other committee members. Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the adoption and purchase of the new ELA curriculum?
I'll make a motion to approve the new ALA curriculum.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
On favor, please raise your hand.
Thank you.
Okay, item C, TK through 5 report card redesign. Dr. Bowman.
So luckily you don't have to listen to me talk again. There are two members of our report card committee who are going to come up. I'll let them introduce yourself. But these individuals, as I mentioned earlier, were not only in the report card committee, they were part of the English language learner committee. They're part of our literacy committee. They've helped with Big Lift. And so they've really been instrumental in the changes that we are putting in place and expansions into the program. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Catherine and Kelly up, and they'll talk about our new report cards.
Again, we have another project backed by an incredible administrator who has accomplished so much in what we've been here a few months, and a lot of great things are happening. So good evening. I'm Catherine Persensi. I teach second grade at Ortega Elementary. I'm here with my colleague Kelly Edelhard, who teaches fourth grade at Ballymore. And Kate Snyder, our TK3 literacy lead, could not be here tonight, but her slides could be. So she has prepared those for us, and I wanted to make sure she got credit for that. We have made exciting progress towards developing a clearer, standards-based, aligned K-5 report card that we believe better communicates student learning. So tonight we're going to walk you through our process that we went through to revise and redesign, share key insights from staff feedback, and outline our next steps.
Yeah. We wanted to start off by giving you some historical context. So we started back in 2013 with the history of working collaboratively to refine and improve our report cards. In 2013, we were able to sort of do our first major revision for standards-based grading, and it was released in Synergy at that time. That process continued 2014 through 2017 as we worked to align CCSS and address the new curriculum that was brought to us with Bridges. In 2018 and 2019, we reconvened, and in 2020, we were able to respond pretty quickly to the demands of COVID and adopt the report card in real time. This showed consistency and commitment to reflecting and evolving our curriculum as we went. It's been a long time coming, and we're super hopeful that this current effort is going to be what finally pushes us to that finish line. We have, oh dear, okay, sorry. I'm a little new to this whole thing. So that went with what I just said. Okay, we have some slides here to give you visuals of the report cards that we've been using. These current grade level report cards, every time we sign into Synergy, when we select the tab, it says 2015, 2016. Some of us don't love that. Bridges math specific cards and distance learning adaptation report cards are also here. And we're hoping that these visuals can help illustrate where we've come from and why revisions were needed. So the first slide was the front of a current second grade report card. This is the back side. The front being the academics more so, and this being more so the cell or the behaviors. And then this is an example of a separate Bridges report card that we were using for a time. And that was so that we could really try to address the CCSS standards that were given to us to use. This is an example of a distance learning report card that we used for a time. It started out as a revision that one of my fellow Valamar teachers did for first grade, Erin Grahowski, and we were able to sort of work with Will Lucy to use it in lots of different grade levels.
Hey, back to me. So why revise these report cards? It is time. So we have 4 main goals that we were working towards during this process. We want to ensure current alignment with the California state standards. And when we are talking standards tonight, when we say TK, we're going to be referring to the learning foundations, also to create consistency across our schools and each grade level across the district, support families' understanding of the student progress, and then also, curriculum will come and go, but we wanted to really create a tool that focused on instructional goals and wasn't so closely tied to one particular curriculum. So really this process, the big idea is to make the report card clearer and more meaningful as a tool for teachers and families. This is not a complete list of folks that were involved. We had a lot of people come and go over the year. And as we waxed and waned, a variety of us stayed and really formed the core of the team. This is just a sampling that represents the variety of grade levels and the variety of schools that participated. But as I said, this is not an exhaustive list. I can say it was a great team, though. Whoever showed up in the room was really committed to work together and make things happen. It's been a long history. So not our first rodeo. We're making a report card. Yeah, or second or third. And we were really committed to making it happen this year. So we're very, very thrilled to be bringing this to you. Our timeline for this year then. So in the beginning, we hit the launch button and talked a lot about what was our vision, what were our big goals. And those are what I just shared with you. In the middle of the year, we started putting that all on paper, drafting it out. As I said, we had a great team. It didn't mean we all agreed on everything all the time, but we were able to communicate with each other and really clearly explain our positions and come to an agreement. Every time we left the room, no one was mad. We were like, yeah, I know. Okay, so this spring, we also then took our work, put it out there to survey the teachers and got some feedback. And now we're in the stage where we're working with IT to get this loaded up into Synergy so that we can go live in the fall. Let's see. What we are looking forward to is a 2-page format, single columns with very, very clear layout. So even just visually, it's calming. Obviously, standards aligned, maintaining core content, learning behaviors, and the social emotional development. So as much as this is a revision, really getting down to fewer line items to make them clearer, there were certain areas that we were committed to keeping. We did away with the multiple scoring scales. So previously, the report card we're using now has a 4-point scale for certain sections, a 3-point scale for other sections. So we have just streamline that. So we'll have a 4-point scale for everything. The comments within Synergy currently are a little bit murky. So we're going to iron those out. And overall, our goal is clear communication with families about their child's progress. I can turn it back to you. We have some samples, but it really doesn't do justice on a big screen. You really have to hold it in your hand and you will like it.
But it does really suit
Yeah, it is soothing.
As Catherine mentioned, there was an important piece that once the work was done in terms of creating the new report cards, we wanted to make sure that they felt usable and sustainable for our staff. So we collected feedback with a survey that started on our staff development day back in April, and we were able to synthesize the responses. 32 folks responded. And for the most part, the main ideas of the feedback were that teachers appreciated the improved layout and the clarity of the standards. A lot of folks noticed and noted that major improvement. It was a major improvement over the current report cards that we've been using again since 2015, 2016. And some also highlighted future improvements to consider. So we definitely wanted to go back and, kind of take a look at ways we could improve. And one of the suggestions was better synergy integration so that input is more easily given or don't have the word, but put in. Let's see, the next slide starts to break down the results. So this was just the grade levels of the staff who took the survey, and then how long they've been with us in the district or teaching in general. We had results for the structure and layout of the standards-based report cards, if they thought they made sense, if they were clear and understandable, if it aligned with what they're actually teaching, kind of important. And if it reflected the most important standards for the grade level that they're currently teaching or have taught and know the curriculum for. Performance levels accurately reflect student progress toward grade level standards. And this is always key, especially when we want to keep our families super informed. Can we actually explain the information on the new report cards? So there was an overall question. Are you overall very satisfied with the new report card format? I've lost track on my paper now. Are you back to you? No, that's still me. All right. So a key consideration that we made sure to ensure was the alignment between the report cards and our instructional practices. Our tools are standard-based and foundations-based. They are not curriculum-based, as Catherine mentioned. Previously, we had report cards that really reflected a specific program. And when we update our programs, it's really hard to then have to go back to the drawing board. In contrast, the standards-based and framework-based report card focuses on broader learning goals by the state. And so no matter what curriculum we use, we're able to use this report card to reflect a child's actual progress toward key skills and knowledge that all students are expected to master. We're also working to develop shared rubrics going forward and definitions to ensure consistency with the way the report cards are used.
Yes, it is time. Growing up, I always drove used cars. So every time I got a new one, my dad would always encourage me, you got to move up a decade. So my first car was a 79 Honda Civic. I moved up a decade, Mazda 626, 1982, right? So yes, as we keep referring to, every time we open up a report card and we have to click on the template, 15, 16, like we got to move up a decade here. So we're not done yet. We're going to continue this work. Currently, we are collaborating with the IT team to get this form into Synergy and get those fields built so we can make it usable. We are also talking about how we can use some professional development time to help teachers understand how to use the tool and make sure that we're calibrated. Even though we have the same form, we want to make sure that we're interpreting the items the same way. And then lastly, reconvening as a team, because we really did get along so well after that first trimester, after the report card is in the field, right? After it's really been test driven, so to speak, to come back again and get some feedback. What are the adjustments that we still need to make to ensure that we are continuously reflecting and also improving? So that's most of what we brought to you tonight. Thank you for your time and support and feedback that's come in.
Are there questions?
I want to say thank you for your commitment.
On behalf of everybody. Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, and I want to also say thank you. I'm pretty sure just as I got on the board, Kelly said, you can think anything, you could do something about that, a report card. So anyway, you finally made it. Great job. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the redesigned TK through 5 report card? Do you have a second? Okay, now. Okay, yay. Okay, item D, review and acceptance of a bequest to the Pacifica School District, the Helen Blake Revocable Trust. Dr. Davis.
The Helen Blake Trust has included Pacifica School as a beneficiary. Via distribution of its assets, PSD is proposed to receive 40% of a currently undetermined amount. As indicated in the trust, what amount that is received by the Pacifica School District for general purposes of funding music studies with a focus on classical music involving voice and choral. Pursuant to the Pacifica School Board Policy 3290, it is requested that the board agenda review and accept this offering. Before accepting any gift of the request, the board shall carefully consider any considerations or restrictions imposed by the donor to ensure their consistency with the district's vision, philosophy, and operations. We received a document requesting that we sign consent to proposed action regarding the distribution of trust assets in accordance of wishes of the trust and on the intent to honor Ellen Blake. At this time, we are asking approval for the acceptance of the being beneficiary of the current program trust.
Do you have any questions? No? Okay, do I have a motion to accept the terms and percentage distribution of the Helen Blake Revocable Trust?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
David, please raise your hand.
Thank you.
And as a music parent, I'd really like seeing this. Okay, item E, approval of the 2025-26 outdoor education contract. Dr. Bowman.
Thank you again. Pacifica School District with the San Mateo County Office of Education works with San Francisco YMCA Camp at Jones Gulch, an award-winning environmental science education program. Every year, the Pacifica School District fifth graders participate free of charge in a week-long program. All the costs for the program are paid through by the Pacifica School District's parcel tax. It is recommended to the board to approve the 2025-2026 outdoor education contract with the San Mateo County Superintendent of Schools.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Comment?
Mhm.
There's other school districts that are trying to follow our lead as far as covering the costs
Mhm.
of outdoor education. And so I just wanted everybody to know that.
Okay, item F, regulation 4361.41, vacations.
Good evening, Board President Bergall, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Dr. Williams. We would like to bring forth an update to Administrative Regulation 4361.41, vacations. Administrative Regulation 4361.41 is being updated to allow employees not subject to the district's collective bargaining agreements a one-time request for a payout of up to 5 accrued and unused vacation days under extenuating circumstances. It is recommended that the board approve the update to Administrative Regulation 4361.41 as presented.
Okay, do we have any questions? All right, do I have a motion to approve the update of regulation 4361.41 as presented?
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Mhm.
There's something happening,
Microphone.
sorry. At one of the schools that I work in Daly City, there's an employee having some health issues. And so I didn't know that we could donate some of our sick time if we had over 20 days, or is it 20 days? And so do we do that here in case, one of the colleagues needs,
Yes.
yes, okay,
Yes.
yeah. I just thought that was very, just something
I
very.
believe it's a sick day bank that we've had here,
Yes.
always, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve this resolution? Okay,
Motion to approve?
do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay. Item G, possible cancellation of July 2nd, 2025 regular board meeting. Dr. Torres? Or,
Good evening.
oh, okay, these two got turned around.
Good evening. Board President and to the board. There is a recommendation. We currently have a meeting scheduled for July 2nd, 2025, stated as a regular board meeting. It is a recommendation that the board consider canceling the scheduled July 2nd, 2025 meeting as the summer month finds many families, district employees, and board members on vacation. So.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve canceling the July board meeting? As we always have in the past.
I'd just like to say that my mother's having a hip replacement July 1st. So yes, I will make a motion.
Oh. Okay,
And I'll second that. All in favor?
okay. Board of Trustees Superintendent's recap and future agenda items.
Again, I just want to acknowledge the team that worked on the report card alignment to our standards, our current standards. That's been a long time coming. In addition to updating the ELA curriculum for our elementary and middle school, we want to have current curricula. And so hats off to you, to the entire team. I know that the committee worked as well. I know the cabinet also worked as well in terms of collaboration and providing feedback. And so kudos to you. And just to recognize the work that we've done together this year has been awesome. It has been met with lots of feedback, but I just want the cabinet as well as our committee members to know that I do see you, we see your work, your sacrifice, and your commitment to Pacifica School District. And I applaud each and every one of you. Thank you.
Anything else? No? Okay, looks like I will adjourn the meeting at 8:40.